and he found out. And of course, after the loss, he had nothing to say. He was real quiet, and he even got ejected, which kind of upset me because, look, he deserved to get ejected, but he's just so bad. I mean, he is terrible, terrible. I don't know why he talks when he's as bad as he is. And he's like a negative for the Memphis Grizzlies. So you want him in the game playing as much as possible, game in and game out. And he just got caught up in the hype. I mean, he took 13 shots in 19 minutes and was 3 of 13, 1 of 5 from 3 with the turnover. That is the kind of production we need from Dillon Brooks. So hopefully he doesn't get suspended for another game or two. Hopefully he plays because Memphis is just better without Brooks. But regardless, Lakers are a game away from essentially sending this series over, right? Now, obviously, you got to win 4, but if you go up 3-1, the Lakers are going to win this series. So hold home court down, and the Lakers, I think, will be good. But brilliant performances all around. Again, well-balanced attack. And when you have that, you win the games, right? Every time the Lakers have 5 or 6 guys in double figures, they win those games. I don't recall a time where we've lost and everyone showed up to play. And this is how you start a game. I mean, the Lakers were off to the races from the beginning, up 26 at the end of the first quarter. They held the Memphis Grizzlies to 9 points. Don't get me wrong, Memphis, they missed some shots, but you got to credit the defense. You don't hold an NBA team, especially the Memphis Grizzlies, to 9 points without playing some defense, right? It's not like they were just shooting wide open shots all game and missing layups all game. No, it was the defensive intensity, the intensity period that the Lakers came out with. That's what we need to see. If the Lakers play this way every single game, nobody's beating this Lakers team. Nobody. And look, the score was closer than what it was. The Lakers never lost a double-digit lead. Lakers were just basically coasting after they got the big lead. Once they went up 26, it was just basically, hey, let's weather the storm, make sure nobody gets hurt, make sure nothing crazy happens, and we'll be good. The Lakers did their part. Every time, Memphis tried to make it interesting, the Lakers kept it ahead and ultimately got the win. You're just, in a game like this, you're just trying to get to the next game, and you're trying to just kind of coast and get as much rest as possible within the game, so that way you can go home, relax, rest, get ready for Game 4, in which the Lakers, if they come with this intensity, they will win this game again. The Memphis Grizzlies have no answer for the Lakers when they're playing to this level. And LeBron James was brilliant. He really set the tone early on, which is what you need to see, right? 25 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. He scored our first 6 or 8 points, which is very important, or 8 of our first 10 points, which was very important. They can't stop him, right? He was 0 of 4 from 3 and was 10 of 20 overall. So he basically was 50% from the field and 0% from 3. That was, again, terrible 3-point performance. But I'm glad that he didn't settle and take 10 threes. But if you subtract the 4 threes, that means he was 10 of 16 from the field. And again, the only shots he missed were the ones that he missed, right? Just being too aggressive at the rim, or just overshooting it or undershooting it or whatever, right? Or a couple ones that could have been fouls that weren't. Regardless, LeBron James, the Memphis Grizzlies don't have an answer for him. We also saw Anthony Davis chime in and be a part of this game along with LeBron James. This is the Anthony Davis we need, right? He didn't have a perfect game. He still had his struggles, especially early on, but he really pulled through late. 31 points, 17 rebounds. He leads the league in 30 and 15 games, and he gave us one again, 31 points, 17 rebounds, 11 of 24 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3, 8 of 10 from the free throw line. So he shot 80% from the free throw line. But again, continues to show that defensive just display. 3 blocks, 2 steals. Even LeBron James had a block and a steal. And when LeBron and AD are playing to this level where they're giving you, 50 points a game, essentially 56 in this game. But that's what we need. LeBron goes and gets us, 22 to 25. Anthony Davis gets us 25 to 30. The Lakers are going to win 90% of those games. If we can just play like this 4 out of 7 games every series, we will win an NBA championship. This Lakers team is that good, and they have shown time and time again that they can be this good and they can play to this level. Again, you're playing the number 2 team in the league. They had Ja Morant, and Ja Morant went off for 45 points. So it wasn't something where it was like, oh, Ja Morant was god-awful. No, he was 13 to 26 from the field and 6 of 10 from 3. The guy, he might never, I would be shocked if he goes 6 of 10 again. If he makes 6 3-pointers, period. He could take 30 threes, and I would be shocked if he made 6 of them, right? He scored 45 points in 42 minutes and 22 straight for the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, a lot of that was just garbage time, right? And I saw a lot of people that said, oh, why didn't the Lakers try to slow him down? Why did they try to stop it? Why did you let him build momentum? Because you're not worried about it, right? Let him go for 50 a game. It's about containing everybody else. He went for 45 points and they still lost by 10, right? And that was with him going, again, 22 straight points. And they still couldn't keep up because Ja Morant isn't going to beat this Lakers team by himself if they play this way. Also, it's at the end of the game. The game's over. You're just trying to get home and be healthy. You know how you allow teams to get back into the game? By fouling and stopping the clock and allowing guys to get downhill and create contact and get and ones and stuff like that. That's how you do it. Ja Morant, him getting layup lines, we were just trying to kill the clock. You're not trying to stop the clock. You're trying to keep the clock running. So if Ja Morant wants to spend 15 seconds to get to the rim, fine, let him do it. Get the ball, go down, run the clock out, take a late shot, knock down a couple shots just to keep the gap, and you're good. They never allowed this to get less than double digits, right? It never got to single digits, and that's what you want. That's all you're trying to do. You're just trying to get out of this game healthy, alive, okay, and with a solid, confident win. And the Lakers dominated this game from start to finish, right? As great as Ja was, he was a rebound away from a triple-double. 45, 9, 13, only had 3 turnovers. Like, he played about as good of a game as you could possibly play. And they're going to need him to play to this level night in, night out. But he didn't do this till the game didn't matter. Right? Like, that's the thing you got to keep in mind too, right? It wasn't like he was killing us from the jump. No, you saw Jared Vanderbilt do an excellent job just applying pressure on him, keeping the ball out of his hands. Up until that 22 straight point run, he had what, 23 points through 3 quarters? And it wasn't even on like efficient shooting. So the Lakers did their part in that regard. They held Triple J pedestrian. Triple J finally got in foul trouble, which was surprising because that dude, it blows me away that the guy that is second in the league in fouls is only averaging 2 to 3 fouls per game. I mean, this game he had 4, but we kept him relatively pedestrian. 13 points, 5 rebounds. Desmond Baines, he shot 50%, but 18 points. We didn't let him get too carried away. Did a good job denying him. But outside of Jackson, Baines, and Morant, nobody was in double figures, which is what you want. They only had 12 bench points, which is what you want. Anthony Davis and the Lakers as a whole were great defensively, which is what you want. Basically everything that we needed to do in this game, the Lakers did. And the Lakers continue to do so. Memphis is a really good defensive team, and we're averaging like 112 points per game against this team, which is really good, right? If you look at a lot of the scores and all the others, I mean, you got several games this entire stretch that aren't even hitting hundreds. I mean, teams like the Cavaliers and the Knicks, high-scoring offenses, right? They're not even putting up 100 points per game. You had the Clippers although the Clippers, they don't have Kawhi, but Clippers are putting up like 100 a game. The Suns are putting up like 150, and that's with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. So again, things tighten up, things get more physical. Scoring isn't 130 a game like it is in the regular season, and Lakers are doing a great job. You got to think Memphis is averaging 116 points per game, and we're holding them like 7 points under their average. That is great. The defense is showing up game in and game out. Even game 2, as poorly as we played, the Lakers defense is still there, right? We just couldn't hit shots. So we need this level of Anthony Davis. I expect Anthony Davis and LeBron James to establish early in Game 4 like they did in this game. Although AD didn't establish early like LeBron did, but I expect him to kind of pick up where he left off because LeBron and AD are going to know how important Game 4 is. You cannot lose that game. That game is an absolute must-win. Absolute must-win. Because the last thing you want to do is you want to lose home court advantage when you have an opportunity to go up 3-1, and then you got to go into Memphis when Memphis is the best home team in the entire league, and they'll have momentum since they just got home court back. They beat you on your floor. You don't want to be in that situation where all of a sudden you're down 3-2, right? That's not what you want. Close this series out, right? Go win Game 4. Get up 3-1. Ideally, I'd like them to win in Memphis, but you know how that goes. Back to the wall type game. Team is desperate. They're the best home team in the league for a reason. Lakers show up. They have like a lackluster start or something like that, and they end up losing that game, right? That's probably how it'll go. But then you're right back to LA, close it out in 6. I thought the Lakers would win in 6. That was my prediction from day one. Everything is going exactly in that direction. They can win in 5, great. But it starts with a Game 4 win. They did their job in Game 3. Rui Hachimura continues to be spectacular. They have no answer for him. He's been arguably their second best player in this entire series behind LeBron James. Rui has just been fantastic. A lot how like Andrew Wiggins, like the Warriors playoff run, right, last year, where it was like, who's going to be that second, third guy consistently. And then it was like Andrew Wiggins really stepped up that entire series. And it's like, man, if it wasn't for Andrew Wiggins, the Warriors wouldn't have even been in the conversation. It's kind of how it feels with Rui, right? It feels like this series, Rui's going to be our like Andrew Wiggins. Right, I expect AD to still be our second best player, right? Like this game, he was clearly our second best player, but I really think Rui, because not only is he a great mismatch for the Grizzlies, he's going to be a great mismatch for either the Sacramento Kings or the Warriors, especially the Warriors, in my opinion. Those teams are a little more well equipped, right? But who are they going to be able to put? Like, you could put Draymond, I guess, on Rui, right? And then Kevon Looney on AD, and then Wiggins on LeBron. That's something that could probably happen. But, like, the Kings, who are they going to really put on him that's going to be able to stop him? Maybe, like, Harrison Barnes, but then, like, who guards LeBron? Get what I'm saying? Like, it's just, Rui becomes very difficult because you're like, you got to worry about LeBron, you got to worry about AD, and Rui's just so big, strong, physical, knocking down the 3 ball, shot 100% from 3 again. The dude shooting 60+% in the playoffs. And now we're starting to get like large sample sizes, right? It's not like, oh, he just did that for like 2 playoff games. No, now we're on his 8th playoff game. And he's done it in all 8. He scored double figures in all 8. So this is who he is in the playoffs. And his game is just so much better suited for the playoffs, which is what I've talked about. But, D'Lo picked up and was better. Playmaking was great. He gave us 17. We need him to continue that. Efficiency is an issue with him. We need him to be more efficient. Because, again, as he gave us 17, but he only shot like 35% from the field, 36% from the field. So efficiency is a big thing from him. We need that more. But again, great win. On to the next one. We got to get greedy. Let's get greedy. But what did you think? How did you feel about this win? Love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Let me know down in the comment section.